Hello everybody, Buddy with Midland, Texas. Got a little video I'm going to do for you today. New news that's come out yesterday, and two bodies were found in West Midland in that trailer right there. They haven't released any information. We don't know cause of death or anything like that, but it makes you wonder, it made me wonder, if it was done by the same violent crime ring that's connected with all the crimes and murders at my home, and the police, the corrupt police that are helping cover up those murders. Here, I got a little write-up. I said, if this was done by the pedophile murder gang that broke into my home, cut my phone lines, and shot me, then we can be sure that our police will tamper with the evidence and falsify police reports. It's how they get away with these violent crimes against innocent citizens. It's proven that's what they did to me when I was shot inside my home with my phone lines cut. Okay, absolute proof. Here I got a few comments on this one, and I'm gonna try to make this quick because it's a long story. After I survived a home invasion and premeditated murder attempt, I got this call which I recorded. This woman had a lot of information that had been collaborated by others, such as there's 4 3-bedroom underground homes costing $1 million a piece, etc. So I believed her when she told me that pedophile parties were going on in the underground homes. That's sex with children. Okay, that's what that is, raping children. Okay, in the underground homes, and one of those bunkers is located in my backyard, obviously. Okay, and so I'm not going to listen to that, but it's there if you want to hear it. Okay, confirming the story of pedophile parties going on here was this woman that told me she was going to the old show parties as a minor for several years, and based on other evidence, I'm convinced those parties were held in the underground homes here. In fact, I believe they were parking in the Home Depot parking lot and then coming back to my home via a tunnel. Concrete was poured here about 2 weeks after I showed Homeland Security where it was located at. I contacted Homeland Security because they're supposed to take care of human trafficking, but it looks like DHS in Midland is assisting with these 6 crimes of raping and murdering children. Okay, this woman, which I blocked her name out, and I'm sure she's scared to death even if she's alive anymore, says, yes, I follow you and I believe you. I've been taken from there. I was a former escort and went to almost every oil show in Midland, Odessa from 2008 to 2019 till I was taken in November. I got away. That was the second time, etc. Okay, and I said yes. And she goes on to say, yes, I believe I was 16 to 17 at the time, and they would prefer us younger girls as other than the elder women there. Okay, so she's telling me at the old show parties they like the little girls. Okay, at the men did. Okay, and I was telling my friend Angie was at the 2010 old show party and told me about a young girl that was murdered, and they were drugging them and etc. Okay. Here it is, 11 p.m. each night. Angie would put me on hold and go get her pill. That's how I knew they were drugging the women and girls there. She says, yes, it's true. I was there all those years. I was underage teenager, a minor, and she was at those parties, okay? And here, on July 2nd, 2019, I was here with DHS agent Paul Cervantes showing Homeland Security where I believe a tunnel was located and used for the many crimes and murders. 2 weeks later, the ground was dug up and concrete was poured. This made me wonder if people with DHS were involved in pimping out these children in the underground homes. That makes a lot of sense. That's why they'd want to cover it up, right? Okay, and I'm going to show you. Here's a concrete truck right here, and it's behind the Home Depot store and behind my house. Right here, I had been there with Homeland 2 weeks earlier, showing them right where I believe the tunnel was going from there to my home. I'm going to show you on the map. I found it here on Google Earth Maps. You can see where the ground was cut right here, coming from the Home Depot store, aimed right at my house. And in the backyard is one of them 4 underground homes, okay? So possibly connected there, okay? More evidence was found when I was changing out the HVAC filters that mount into my ceiling, as I found a Lego toy on top of the filter that wasn't there when I installed it. This clue was that children were also in my attic. And maybe it's children in all of these attics of the rigged homes, because there's many rigged homes, many people reporting people in the attic. I wondered if the former secret police were pimping them out, which would explain them covering up the many crimes and murders here, okay? And then that would also explain why we have no news stories and no arrests and all this evidence right here. And right up there into my attic where the HVAC filter mounts, I find this Lego toy right there, okay? Wasn't there when I installed it a few months earlier, that's for sure. Okay? And I'm hearing people in my attic. I've also suspected that 13-year-old Haley Dunn was taken to also parties by her stripper mom a few months before she was kidnapped and murdered. As you can see, I was told that she was taking her to the strip clubs with her. Why does this matter? Because it's believed the also parties were going on in the underground homes here. It makes sense that all of the strippers in the area were at the parties, as that would be a money maker. But remember, they don't like the elder women, they like the little girls, okay? That's what the lady told me, right? And here's this woman telling me, Janice Freeman Driver, she said, buddy, I heard from Billy, that's Haley Dunn's mom, from a very reliable source. Haley was going with her as well, but staying in the dressing room while BD, Billy Dunn, worked the stripper pole. Okay. She was taking that little girl to the strip clubs with her. Makes sense that all the strippers with the also parties. With multiple people documented saying that underground homes are here, along with supporting evidence found on old Google Maps, then we can be sure this is where the also parties were held. Notice that one lady told me that there was more than one girl that was raped and murdered at those also parties. My friend Angie told me about a young girl murdered at a 2010 also party, but she was afraid to report it and told me high-level police were at the parties. That's why we have no arrests. That's why the people that report crimes are shot with their phone lines cut and police caught covering up the capital attempted murders. Here's Tisha Brumley telling me, I've had friends been involved in those also parties. They're exactly what you say. They are underground homes. Okay, there's my confirmation. That's what I believed all along. And then Jessica tells me, I've been to 2,000 Ozos, and I'll tell you what, there's more than just one that was murdered or raped because she didn't do whatever they wanted her to do. I'm going to show you. Here's those old pictures on Google Maps. I notified the city of Midland about this, and this was deleted. But I've got print screens copies of it, just like I do here. Used to, you go to Google Maps, put in my address right here, and you look at my backyard, and you don't see nothing, then you flip up on the map screen, and there's, a large bunker in the building in the backyard. Can't be seen from above ground. And right across from Home Depot, they've got a ditch cut coming to my house. I believe that's where the people are parking at Home Depot late at night and then going to them parties, okay? And I said, and these were the extremely dirty Midland cops that were caught on camera covering up the home invasion and capital murder attempt on my life. It took 6 years and a $2,000 reward to get them identified. 2 of them are dead. They're some of my top 2 suspects for most of the violent crimes and murders in Midland, along with the many burglaries connected with the people in the attic. It's like they can get away with any crimes, no matter how evil. What if they murdered the 2 people found dead yesterday? Maybe they were pimping out those children and killing ones that refused, okay? That makes a lot of sense because they were caught covering up the murder to my life. 5 of them were proven to have been under my home on the night I was shot by somebody under my home, okay? And then I'm showing Aaron Packohofer. I've got a print screen. He's saying 4 people murdered, died in your house. You know their names, 4 people. Based on the evidence showing this group's involvement in the murder attempt, makes sense they were also involved in the 4 murders that Aaron told me about. These police right here. I had to offer a award to get them identified. They tried to disable the camera, accidentally started it. Rosie Rodriguez, April Chandler, dirty cops. Tony Dickey, extremely dirty cops. He was inside my home and wasn't seen arriving. Greg Chatwell, Greg Nelson, Marty Barrett. He's the crime scene investigator. Who do you need to cover up, tamper with evidence? The crime scene investigator. Chad Simpson, now dead. Mike Naylor, now dead. Mark Gilliam, Michael Glick, John Woodward, first one to show up at my house, a sheriff from a whole nother county. This is crazy in itself, and this wasn't even the story I was going to show you today. The story I'm going to show you today is about this email to the Midland Chief of Police, Seth Herman. And this was back in 2018, but he's still the Chief of Police, okay? In September 2018, I sent this email to Midland Chief of Police Seth Herman. We had been exchanging emails, but when I sent him this one, I got a notice showing that he had blocked me. I compared this to a child sticking their fingers in their ears so they couldn't hear anything. But in this case, it's our leader of the police and multiple murders, and he's going, la, 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 sticking his fingers in his ears, don't tell me about murders. I then forwarded this email